We are recording right now. Okay, and Bob Roos has a question already. Is this the right place for the webinar at 10 Eastern Time? Yes, Bob,
Say
it
no.
is. Thank you for joining.
Just say no. Just say no. Oh, that's drugs.
Okay, so yeah, if we click the Q&A, we can see the questions over on the right.
Yeah.
Yes, Bob, you're in the right place. Thanks for joining. And also looks like we have Deborah here too.
Deborah.
One thing I don't see is how I can tell.
Where do you get the list of who's here?
I'm
in the Q&A, I see that, but.
Hello, Gavin. Welcome.
If you go to the control room, you see everyone because, you know, it shows up for you to control.
Hello, Chris. Welcome.
Well, I'm seeing you guys. I'm not seeing everybody that's in there, though. Oh.
And, you know, this is a proof of concept, so I don't know exactly where to tell who all is here.
Yeah, so I can see the Q&A, which has the questions.
Yeah, I don't see how to answer those questions either.
The way that you answer the questions is you select the question, and then you give your answer, and then you hit done.
Okay. Okay, now I can see where, yeah.
The questions seem to have disappeared now.
Well, you have answered questions and questions.
Yeah.
If they're answered, they disappear.
Oh.
Click on answer questions. So if you've already answered the questions,
they disappear, I see.
Yeah. I'm not sure whether I locked that, but then again, you kind of minimize the amount of stuff. Oh, you can go chat too. There we go. So we do have a group chat. That's the blue one at the top. So you can use the group chat as well.
That seems to be a little more intuitive, I think.
Yeah. Okay. The question is whether Bob, do you? I don't know. They can hear us, can't they?
Yes.
I think the idea behind the questions is, you know, it's easier to view them in the future or something.
Yeah.
And Chris has a question. Was this at 10 a.m. Eastern or Central Time? It was 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
If you can see these questions in the future, does that mean I don't have to ask them then?
Yeah.
You can just read my mind.
Okay, I can see. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to show you all what I can see here. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, this is the live event video manager, and I can see that it gives you some statistics about what's going on. There was one place here where I saw that there was 3 people watching.
You guys are not going to stay back in 32 bits real long. It's just because everything that you buy now is going to be 64 bits unless you order it special or reload everything. So.
Yeah, there's 3 people watching right now. It doesn't show me who they are, but this gives some really good analytics and statistics.
I'm just going to click this and then you're out.
I'm hoping to get a few more people show up. We have 2 viewers right now. Here we can see down here there's 2 viewers. Someone must have dropped off. We have 3 viewers. Well, I have a little presentation. I might as well go ahead and get that started.
Let's start off that way. I don't want to learn about your building cycle either. So.
Okay.
Have you tried to?
Well, to everyone that is here with us right now, and everyone that will be watching later, this is WX Live Webinar number 132. This is a proof of concept for Hangouts on Air, where we're deciding whether or not we're going to use Hangouts on air. There's a number of things that we like about it, namely being that the events are live and they are automatically streamed to YouTube and they are uploaded to YouTube when they're done. Hangouts on air videos on YouTube receive the highest level of search engine optimization from what I've read.
And then give it a second to get completely out.
And it's taking my computer a moment to just go to the next slide.
Chug, 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 chug.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank, let's see, we have another question here from Chris. I clicked on the play button instead of the Q&A before.
You can do the play and the Q&A. The play is how you see the screen. The Q&A is
I think they both get you to the same place. It's just if you click on the Q&A, the Q&A panel is open to when it starts playing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think we see it a little bit different since we're possible presenters.
Yes, and we have 7 viewers now, so we're getting better. Once again, for those of y'all who are just now joining, I appreciate you all joining, and I can understand a little bit of taking a little while to get into it this first time because it's the first time for everyone. It's only like the 5th time for we presenters here. But I wanted to go ahead and say thank you very much, Arnold Young, for all the years of providing this valuable service to the community that he did. He okay, and Chris said something about play didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If he did before we had got on and started, that may have been it too. Because when I clicked on play earlier, you know, there was nothing. You know, that was before you guys started the call. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, good. And Chris has given us some good feedback here. He says he didn't get in until he clicked the Q&A, and Chris was the very first person to come in, so he might have joined before I ever started the broadcast.
Right. I think that's what it was.
Okay. All right. And back to Arnold here. I wanted to thank him once again for all of his years of providing this valuable service. He didn't have to do it. It's just out of the kindness of his heart that he did. He just enjoys this kind of stuff. But it's gotten to the point where he had to give it up. It was just taking too much of his time, and he had lots of other things he had to do. When I put this slide together, I said that he did over 120 webinars. Well, that's wrong. It was over 130 webinars. I didn't count them correctly. And it's more than just him sitting around at 5:30 in the morning, his time, and listening to people talk. He also participates. He asks questions, and after the meetings are over with, it takes him many hours of work mastering videos and then communicating with the community about videos being done. And one of the bigger jobs that he had was getting presenters. Getting Uncle Pete's Corner lined up, or getting Professor Glenn lined up to do something, or getting Cowboy to do something, or other people. That's quite a challenge at times.
Yeah.
Next slide. Okay, so how does all this work?
Roberto's asking about, can we see the list of users, and that's something that we've been looking at, and we can see how many people are viewing, but we can't see who those people are at this point. We haven't figured that out, Roberto.
Yeah, thanks for that question, Roberto, and that's something that I will research.
The other part about this is, and what I don't know if people can see it, when I'm on the Google Plus screen here, if you over on the left-hand side and slide it out, the top is an actual chat. It's like a little blue square, I think it is. I'm colorblind, but
yeah,
little square, but it is
right.
It is a chat room for the deal, and
that's
I don't know whether
similar
that's
to what we used to do.
Right. I don't know if it's open for the general or not. We haven't got anybody in here but presenters right now.
Yeah, we have 4 presenters and 8 viewers so far.
Yeah.
It's 12 people. I'm hoping we can get it
folks
more.
viewing, do you have the chat icon. Can you get to the chat icon?
I couldn't ice skate over there, so I guess I'll.
Okay. Well, we have 8 viewers and 4 presenters, so that's 12. Hangouts on air, like I said earlier, it streams. Let me share my screen again. Okay, Hangouts on air, it does a live stream webinar to YouTube and to Google+. That's really the great thing about it is how it puts everything on YouTube, because the SEO for YouTube is really, really good. One bad thing about it is, and it's something that those of y'all who are watching or listening right now are noticing, is there's lots of things we don't know about it. That's because the documentation is very lacking. As is a lot of things from Google, things are in beta for years and years and years and years, and it's about the same with this. Okay, another question here. Gavin says that he can see. I can ask a question. Good. And then Chris is saying that he does not see it.
Does not see the chat.
Okay. And after this is over with, we'll probably have a pretty lengthy discussion on the Google
Terry
Plus
says,
community.
This is what I see, but then there's nothing behind it. So.
Okay, Terry sent a screencast here. Let me bring up that screencast.
That's interesting because I don't see the.
Good morning, Terry.
Now I do.
Well, let me see if I can select the screencast.
Yeah, if you move your mouse over to the left, Terry, you don't get a little pop-up menu over there.
Yeah, that's what Terry sees. Oh yeah, one thing I need to mention, for those of you all that are watching, you see this little box right here with the little boxes inside it. That's the area where you click and you can select Q&A or showcase. Probably that's where you make your selections. It's not very well.
Yeah, so that might be where chat is in that little box.
Yes, that's where it should be, right there. You click those little boxes.
Yeah, Terry, if you can click on that little box and see if chat is an option up there.
May not be. It may be only for the presenters.
It's possible. That's something we'll have to see. So I'm leaving myself a note here to look.
That way we can talk bad about everybody that's listening.
Yep.
And whether Terry put in a really dumb question or not.
Well,
Okay.
That's incredible.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you're supposed to say that in the chat.
Oh, crap. Sorry, Terry.
Okay. Back to my slide deck here. On that, we'll continue. I'm going to mute you, Andy.
It's frustrating trying to get through slides, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, but
Hey, I'm patiently watching you.
Yeah, but you know what? Now his hands are moving, his mouth is moving. We don't hear anything. Now he's back. So, from what we can gather from the documentation, you can have up to 15 participants, and what they mean by participant is people that can speak, that can share their screen. But you can have an unlimited number of viewers, and those are people that are allowed to ask questions in the Q&A module. Okay, let's see what Terry says here. Terry says it just turns on and off the question section. Okay, that's all that shows. That's all that shows.
Questions is the only interface they have.
Okay, and thank you, Roberto, and thank you, Chris, for your feedback as well about what you see there when you click on that. Okay, and supposedly you can have unlimited number of viewers. We currently have 9 viewers. I'm hoping to hit that. Now we have 10 viewers. I'd like to hit that 15-person limit to see if we can go through that. And there is a big difference between screen sharing and presenting to all, which I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And what should happen is when When Andy talks, it should show his screen. When Glenn talks, it should show his. When Pete talks, it should show his. I'm going to go ahead and stop. Okay, now.
So
go
now
ahead
you can see my smiling face. And
we don't see, we don't see his screen. We see him.
Yeah, you
I'd
see
much
me.
rather see his screen.
And now you should be seeing my likeness.
We see a black screen.
Better late than never. No, it flipped to Pete. It flipped to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I saw was a black screen as well.
And see, the only reason you see mine is because I have the video going. And let me shut the video off.
Okay, there was a question or a comment from Roberto. According to him, the chat is only for presenters, so that answered that question.
Oh, okay, that's neat.
So that's what the Q&A. The Q&A is for
Everybody else.
for everybody else to ask questions. And the way the Q&A is supposed to work is okay, Derek has a question. How do you decide who can speak if you do not know who is present? Well, that is one of the limitations of this. We can only have up to 15 people actually presenting or speaking. So we kind of have to know beforehand who's going to be speaking when the meeting begins. That's the foundation of this tool. You know, there's a number of things we don't like about it. There's a number of things we do like about it, but there's always going to be the fallback to Adobe Connect if we decide that this doesn't work. And we're going to decide as a community whether or not this is going to work.
Well, I think there's some advantages to this. Glenn, you're probably not seeing anything because you're seeing us just chatting back and forth, and that flips between the images that we have, and I flip back over to my logo image instead.
Right, I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing your
motorcycle. You should see the Harley.
Now.
You should see the Harley right now.
Yep, that's exactly what I see.
Glenn, if you don't see it, you may have to hit the play button. I believe that may be what you need, or the Q&A.
Okay.
There.
Now, Chris is saying that this view is very annoying. Please go back to screen sharing. I'll go ahead and share my screen again. Thanks for the feedback, Chris.
So you don't like us flipping back and forth between the pictures? What's the deal, Chris?
It looks like your motorcycle's talking, and when Tim's talking, it looks like the WINDEV box is talking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, and
I like the motorcycle talking myself.
The way that this is supposed to work, their intent was so that people could have video chats that could be recorded. So
right.
It would be like a meeting where people all around the world or whatever could be talking, and then when they start talking, their video would come on. You'd see them. So.
Yeah,
okay.
I think to use this, our approach would have to be that you have your presenter, you have Tim or whoever's kind of managing the meeting that is watching for the questions and letting the presenter know when questions come up and so forth, and all the other communications apparently would be through the questions themselves, which I suspect one of the advantages to the questions is those are going to get into the YouTube comments or something and help with the SEO later as well.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to work. That's why, for those of you who are just viewing, presenters have this thing on the right-hand side of their screen that allows them to see the questions that come in. And then what we're supposed to do when we see the questions, we're supposed to click a button and then restate the question, and then the question will be answered. Then we click another button to let YouTube know that the question's been answered, and then it's supposed to put that in the YouTube video.
Cool.
Okay, going forward, all videos will be on YouTube. Excellent SEO, very accessible to all people. Let's see. Chris says here. I'll select Chris's question. These meetings are more about what's on the screen and less about who's talking. Yeah, that's a good point, Chris.
Fine, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, for the comments. Okay, all videos will be on YouTube. All webinars in the future should be no more than an hour long, if at all possible. Of course, there will be exceptions as needed, but everybody here is busy and has a job to do, except for Andy. He plays around all the time.
Is Fabrice around?
Fabrice Harari?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he joined.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, all webinars in the future should be no more than 1 hour long. We don't yet know what time of the day or what day of the week we're going to do this. I'm perfectly fine with doing it 7:30 a.m. on Fridays if that's what the community wants to do. It's up to the community, and we'll talk about it on the community, on the Google Plus community, and find out. And anyone can do an ad hoc Hangout video chat that doesn't record, and that's just anybody that has a Google Plus account. That's not anything special about our community. And Andy has something to say about that.
Yeah. What?
I didn't say nothing.
Well, I was thinking about tomorrow. I'm going to be working on several things tomorrow, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw up a Hangout. And anybody wants to drop in and ask questions, this, that, and the other. I'm just going to be working on different things, with classes and stuff like that. So anybody wants to step in and watch, step in and ask a question or two, it's fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah, and what he means by throw out a Hangout, he's going to do something on the community. There will be a little notification on the community that says we have a Hangout starting, at 1 p.m. Central Time or whatever, and then that'll be basically a Hangout video chat. It's a little bit different than a Hangout video or Hangout on air video.
Yeah.
Because it's not tied to a YouTube channel or anything. It doesn't go to YouTube. It's just live.
Yeah, I won't be working tomorrow, Andy, because I root for a team that actually still plays this time of year.
What, the Bears?
Oh, no, he's talking about Mizzou.
Oh, Mizzou?
Yeah, my son and I already have a bet on the game on who spends vacation with who this year.
Yeah, laugh it up. Basketball
He
season.
really thinks I'm coming to Missouri because Mizzou's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
The Kentucky Wildcats are playing fantastic basketball this year, and that's all that matters. So,
what's basketball?
That's like you could be a Cubs fan. Wait till next year with football, huh?
well, the Cubs.
Basketball is for people that can't play football.
That's it.
The Cubs are already mathematically eliminated from the 2015 World Series.
This is called thread drift, guys. This is really some serious thread drift.
We're back. We have 13 viewers now. That means that we have gone over our 15-person limit. So there you go.
Awesome.
And that's one of the great lacking areas in Google's documentation, because everywhere you see it says limit of 15 participants, but then other places it says unlimited viewing. So
is this new math? Because I swear you said 13 is greater than 15.
Yeah.
Well, 13 plus the
13 plus the presenters. Yeah, we have a total of 17 people on here now. Okay, well, I don't have. That's all that I have. That's the last of my slides.
And by the way, since I have 8 monitors, one of them can be a TV, and I can watch any damn game I want.
Really? So what Texas championship game are you going to watch tomorrow?
The one that wins.
So you're going to,
I'm going to watch the X
from 5 years ago or something?
I'm going to watch the X Games.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Squirrel. Yeah. Okay, Glenn, do you have anything?
No.
Pete, do you have anything?
Not at this point. I've got quite a bit of material built up, so as soon as we're ready to start going again.
Okay, Uncle Pete's Corner next Friday.
Yeah, it's all Pete next Friday.
Yeah, we'll decide on the community page what time and day we're going to do the webinars.
I think that one thing that would be nice, to kind of help us out, as well as find other folks that don't mind jumping in on the fray as well, is that on the Google Plus in the webinar area, go ahead and put up a message of things I'd like to see, things I'd like to understand, stuff like that. And what we'll do then is that maybe we can start taking a look at some of those items and do something about them. Because basically what you're doing is you kind of, whatever we're working on is what you get. And you may be more wanting to see a certain specific things. I know one thing that's came out of the DEF CON that I know that I'm going to be doing is there was a lot of people that still didn't quite understand the classes and stuff like that, or class development. So I know that I'm going to be doing some Saturday morning or some different times like that. We'll try to record some of that, some of the, you know, how to develop the classes, what you're going to do with classes and things like this to get you up and running with it.
Yeah, and Derek says it would be useful to see some WD code. Yeah, absolutely. That's what all future
that's what I'm
webinars
doing.
will be all about. Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to be doing WD code all day, by the way, Derek.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek.
So,
okay, if we don't have any other questions.
I would suggest, you know, from my viewpoint, as far as instead of the weekly webinar being a specific day of the week and time, you know, it kind of depends on who's presenting and what time's available to them. You know, we just need to know several days in advance so that we can put it out there. But, you know, that way it'll be more fair to everyone. One, some of the presenters, you know, have always had to make large concessions to present at that one particular time, where if we let whoever's presenting present at their time, and it kind of moves around a little bit from week to week, that way it's not making everyone in a certain geographical area have to get up at 2 a.m. every week if they want to.
But Pete, the only reason you don't want to do it is you don't want to mess up your fishing time in the morning.
Yeah, this time of year, the early morning is prime fishing. But
Yeah, Chris says that this seems to work pretty well. Thanks a lot, Chris. Okay, anybody else have any comments or questions before we stop this broadcast? If hearing none, I will stop the broadcast here in a moment, and it will be available on the WINDEV US YouTube channel very shortly.
Who's breathing hard in the mic?
That would be Pete, probably. Thanks a lot, you all.
Be good or be good at it. See ya.